episode of the DSP. As always, I'm your host, Josh. And like the last couple episodes, this episode is brought to you by Great Lakes Disc. Whether you're looking for cool new gear or your new favorite disc, Great Lake Disc has you covered. Just hit the link in the link tree and start your shopping. And that's as simple as that. Without further ado, I'll let my guest introduce himself, where he's from, and how he even got into disc golf to begin with.
Well, good job on the promo plug there, Josh. I listened to a couple of your podcasts. You're getting better every time, so good job there. My name is Shea. I own Great Lakes Disc. I opened Great Lakes Disc, and we're based out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. I opened Great Lakes Disc back 11 years ago, 2015. So we are just finished. We're finishing up our 11th calendar year, and we're going to our 12th disc golf season this coming up spring. So yeah, excited to have the store, excited to be part of the community. And your question was how I got started in disc golf, right?
Yes.
Okay, so my origin story is a lot like most other people's. I started when I was about 16. You know, me and neighborhood friend group, we always were outside playing games. Basketball was a big one for us, throwing the football around. Playing touch football, sometimes tackle football, even wiffle ball, home run derby, tennis, golf, everything you can imagine. And one day it was like a rainy summer day, so we're inside my buddy's house. We're restless teenager driving his parents and siblings crazy, unable to sit down, and we're going through his basement, and I found discs. I didn't know what they were at the time. I'm like, hey, what are these things here? One had like a beast picture on it, other had like a cheetah print on it. And he's like, oh, those are my disc golf discs. I mean, my dad used to play when he was in the bouts, and his dad was like one of the troop leaders there. I was like, oh, cool. So we were like throwing around the basement, just like back to each other. He's like, that's not really how you play. So the next day it was nice out, and we took the disc back out. We went outside in the yard, and he's like, all right, we're going to go across the yard and try to hit the tree. And I'm like, oh, these don't fly like Frisbees at all. So, we're just kind of throwing them. And, I started out just like, I don't know, when we were playing like bigger games with the whole neighborhood, maybe I was sitting out of the game. I'd take like his polecat putter or the birdie putter he had, and I'd be throwing it at the tree. And, we kind of started to get into it. He's like, well, let's go to a course. I'm like, oh, there's courses? So, his dad, I didn't have my license at the time. So his dad like drove us out to the course one day. We played, and yeah, we were both hooked. Like we played basically nonstop. We dropped all of their sports. He ended up going to college out of town. So I stopped playing with him. I just started playing with other people I knew. And I mean, from, the age I was 16, probably to about 19 or 20, I played a ton of disc golf, just every opportunity I had out playing. So like a lot of other people, it's a friend that got me into it, and you get hooked early and then you end up doing it for 20 years. So yeah, that's how it goes.
That's really cool. How long was it when you first started playing to like your very first tournament?
Oh, a long time. I am not very athletic. I'm a very casual sport. I love sports. I'm a big sports fan. I love playing sports. I'm somewhat competitive, but I'm not good. So, I've learned from early age to temper my competitive nature because I'm just not very athletic. There's people that are bigger, faster, stronger than me. But I still love the game. I love to just, I still like to shoot basketball and shoot hoops. And, I just picked up some new golf clubs. So I'm looking forward to playing golf again. But, disc golf for me has always just been a fun way to kill time. It's a great way to meet people. I always found too, like, I don't know, when you're 18 and you graduate high school and, some kids stick around, some kids go off to college or go to college locally. I was one of that didn't go to college and stuck around. You go to the course and you're playing solo, you end up joining up with groups. Sometimes you play with them for a hole. Sometimes you play a whole round. Sometimes they become your friend for a couple summers and you end up hanging out all the time. So, for me, disc golf's been very casual. It wasn't until I moved to Grand Rapids in 2012. I just had like described and was a couple hours just like I described. People I'd met out there. We had played all year, let's play together, and had notification we lost connection. Are we still good? Okay, I assume.
Yeah, we're still good.
Okay, good. They were playing the league later the Sunday afternoons. They're like, hey, you should play the league. And I didn't really. I was hesitant. It took them probably like a month for them to get me to play the league, and it was random draw doubles for random flip doubles league. A small cash entry with potential cash payouts, and I ended up joining. I had a good time. There was maybe 15 to 20 guys and girls, mostly around my age, so 20s, and yeah, I just kind of enjoyed that. I enjoyed the camaraderie and having something to look forward to on a Sunday afternoon. Get together, meet at the park, throw some disc golf with some people who love the sport, and that kind of got me into the competitive side. And it wasn't until I really opened the store that I learned about like clubs and more about leagues, not just playing leagues, but running leagues and why the leagues exist and why clubs exist. Learning about the tournaments, learning about PDGA. I didn't really get into all that until I had the store. So, yeah, it was a long process. I probably played for 12 years before I, end up opening the store.
That's really cool. So you, I imagine you're more involved on the tournament director side and getting involved with helping with tournaments instead of like full on competing, right?
Yeah, like again, I'm not very good. Like my career high rating, I think is 840. I probably played 50, 60 tournaments, sanctioned tournaments in my life. I still like to play tournaments. I play a couple still every year, but really since COVID and disc golf had the accelerated growth we went through in that time, since then, I've pretty much been exclusively a TD. I think I've ran right around 200 sanctioned tournaments, probably another 100 or 200 unsanctioned tournaments. Our local club, which was kind of like a result of a merger from a club that me and the guy that ran the league I mentioned earlier, we started a club together, and we ended up merging with another club, and we ended up becoming the largest club in the Grand Rapids area. We have league nights 7 days a week during the summer. We have fall leagues, winter leagues, so there's a lot administratively to do, and I always have to be the backup, the last line of defense. If our league runners can't go, I have to be there. And from this year, at least from March till I believe August, we're every single weekend with events, and then we have like 1 or 2 weeks off. And then we're basically until the end of October, more or less, with events. So running events is where you'll see me most of the time these days.
That's awesome. We definitely need like people to just focus on being TDs, like because those people I feel like really put in like a ton of work, and like you could see like when they're focused on TDing that their tournaments turn out really really good. So when you're setting up for a tournament, are you a spray paint OB guy, or are you out there with the line and stakes?
I'm spray line guy. I have rope. I have stakes. I just haven't really taken the time to do that yet. We'll do it in maybe some areas, but it's pretty much paint. General rule is we try to paint circles and OB lines for like our B tiers. We'll do it for some C tiers, but then our A tier, it gets the full treatment. All the lines get put down. We go through a couple $100 worth of spray paint, tons of paint wands. But yeah, I'm a paint OB line TD for sure.
Cool. So looking into the season, what's the top 5 tournaments you're looking forward to?
So you kind of left that open as a player, spectator, or
As a
event
TD.
runner as a
As a
TD.
TD.
So our unsanctioned charity tournaments always are like close to my heart because those are more labors of love than potentially you don't make a lot of money running events, but I would guess our for-profit tournaments, for a lack of a better term. So all of our unsanctioned charity ones, I've been running an event with the city of Kentwood. They actually run it for them and help them get disc golfers there. We have two. They're both food drives they have a program called the Little Pantry. They have in the lobby of the Parks Department is literally just open pantry with food stock in there. So anyone can just walk in and grab anything they need and walk out. So we run a fall one kind of going into the holiday season, and then we run one in the like February this year season. So those two are dear to my heart. And then I've been partnered with the Michigan Women's Series, which was founded by some of our like women professional players in Michigan. They might be about a decade in now, but somewhere in the 7 to 10 year range they've been doing this series for, and we run a fundraiser event with them in March before their events kick off to help raise funds to give women free lunch options. Some of the monies go to, or season payouts for the pros. Last year, we were able to raise $7,000 at our fundraiser for the women's series, and we're hoping to do that again March 7th. If you're listening and local to Grand Rapids, or if you want to reach out, you can always contact us at Great Lakes Disc if you want to donate to that. The raffle is a big fundraiser source for us at that event. So it's a dollar for dollar match with Great Lakes Disc. So if we sell, $2,000 for the raffle tickets, I'm matching $2,000 myself. Plus, I do a match for the entry fees that we make money on. So those three. This year, we added a couple fundraisers. We're doing a fundraiser with the Allegan County Community Foundation at a course we just opened up last spring. Allegan County had never had a disc golf course in their park system, despite being I think they're the fourth or fifth largest county in Michigan by land mass. Yeah, so a big West Michigan not having a course in their park system. So we worked to open up their first park, and we're working with a local charity group. They have a nice little foundation. They do a bunch of local causes to raise money for them. This year, we're raising money for the Imagination Library. They basically send out books to young children from ages 0 to 5 once a month, help with literacy. It's a great program. And then we're also doing a fundraiser with Pet Tails Rescue, which is a local charity here in Grand Rapids. They're a no-kill shelter. They have a great foster network, great social media. If you want to be guilted into adopting a cat or a dog, follow them on social media. I had to unfollow them because I was so close every day. I'm going to get that cat. I'm going to get that dog. They're cute as hell, and it's a great cause. My sales director James actually adopted from them before, and he actually brought them into us. So I'm excited to work with them too. So and our big one is our A tier River City Open. I think this is year 8 or 9 of that. That is our big flagship sanctioned event. So I would say the unsanctioned funders, and then our big A tier. Those are the ones I enjoy the most.
Yeah. So do you guys have a pro tour that is close to you guys, or makes a stop in your state or something?
Come on, Josh. D-Glow, baby.
Hey, a lot of people could be tuning in that don't know about the pro tour yet.
So in the state of Michigan, one of the state's longest running events, and it may actually be the state's longest running event, is the Discraft Great Lakes Open. It's been running probably around 40 years now. Discraft is from Wixom, which is near the Detroit area. They have a course, D-Glow, as it's commonly referred to, the Discraft Great Lakes Open, has been held at other local courses in the East. Hudson Mills, I believe it was even at Independence. There's probably some other courses there in the history that I'm just unaware of, but most people know it as being at Toboggan, which is at the Kensington Metro Park, at Black Locust, which is a year-round course at the Kensington Metro Park, and Nate and his team are reconfiguring. There's 2 courses there typically. They're reconfiguring them to be like a championship 18. I've heard great things just in the ether in Michigan about how it's looking, and I'm excited to see it happen. I'll be going out there to spectate that, but that's the big, most prestigious event, I would guess, on the pro side. We do have a very large amateur state championship that's not run by Nate or Discraft, but supported by Discraft in Michigan. It was actually had more attendance than D-Glow last year. We had just under 700 amateur players qualify. Yes, you compete for your berth throughout the year, then qualify and play in their state championships. And that's been running for 30 years now. So those big events in the state.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So where did you decide, hey, I want to start a disc golf store? And where did you start, and then how did it get to where you are now?
Let's see. That was a long time ago now. So that course was like a local pitch and putt course. It's called Old Farm Parking. Get Wood Fun on UDisc. It's rated 4.1, maybe 3.9. It's a pitch. There's three holes that are 300 feet or more. Everything else is, other amenities intertwined with this golf course, which, make it maybe a little less desirable rather than a dedicated disc golf course area. But basically playing at that league and getting to know some of the league players there was some discussion about working with another store in Grand Rapids to raise funds for tee pads for that park. They had natural surfaces, and they did two fundraisers. The city of Kentwood approved, and all the money was raised, and the store that did the fundraisers, the owner also had a landscaping company, so he paid his landscaping company these tee pads. Well, they installed half of the tee pads, and they installed pretty janky tee pads on top of that, so the quality wasn't great. And then they said they ran out of money, and they blamed the city. And the city said, no, we never got the money. The store has it. And there was this big pointing fingers, no one likes each other thing going on for 3 or 4 years by the time I heard about this, and nothing had progressed. And at the time, I was in between gigs, looking to get out of what I was doing, looking to do something new. And I was like, okay, there's one store nearby. The community doesn't really support it anymore. They used to support it. If I can open a store and I can get ads progressing and in, I know this group of maybe 40 to 50 league players that, maybe 20 show up on any given day, but 50 league players there, they'll probably support my store if I can help. So I went or opened the store, made a small purchase from Innova, a small purchase craft, found a spot right by that course that I was talking about, which is also a great tournament. And the first thing I did basically after I got all the paperwork filed and opened the doors was I reached out to Kentwood and like, hey, effort to raise these funds for these tee pads. I'd like to help you do that. They met with me. We did a couple interviews. Finally, I met the director. I approved her sniff tests, I guess. And we ended up we did two fundraisers. The first ever tournament I ran had 100 people show up to. A little daunting for me. Never run a tournament, never played a tournament. 100 people show up. It went well. We did a second one to raise the rest of the money. They did not let me pay my landscaping company to do it. They hired private contractors, went through a bidding process and all that. Pads in. The community was extremely grateful. They were extremely energized because they were a part of it. They played the tournament. We raised the money. We said do, and afterwards they're like, I'm like, okay, what do you guys want to do next? And they told me a list of 3 to 4 other course projects that were in the area that were wanting to get done and hadn't been done for up to, we have leagues at 4 courses that are all recently revamped. We went on their courses. Every time we open a course, revamped course, we drop a league in at that. We activate it with events. And that kind of just kept the whole ball rolling and got the store going. And then COVID obviously was great for disc golf and the store. So, that's kind of how I got into it. That's kind of how we grew to where we are now, just our community engagement. So
That's really cool. So, if a new player comes into your store, what top 3 discs are you suggesting that they start with?
Well, it's pretty basic. It's the same thing probably everybody gets. I would say I was more proud of my recommendations maybe 10 years. I was an early adopter of, hey, throw understable losses. Back then, Dismania was big. So people were like, let me throw the PD2. Or like, do not throw these discs. Like you want a 3 disc set. We have new use is very, very popular in our store. Use very simple. Buzz. If not a buzz, make a 3. If not a make a 3 or buzz, a hex. Those are usually our top 3 choices. We're going to go heat or Roadrunner. DJ Vortex is a really great one. Our staff loves the DJ Vortex. So, that slower understable spot. Craves have been very popular lately. Maybe not quite as understable, but a slower, manageable driver. And then for putters, we always tell people just pick one you like the feel of. I explain to people when they walk in, you're going to struggle to make a putt from 15 feet. At 15 feet, all the putters do the exact same thing. So find one you like the shape of, find one you like the flex of, the tackiness of, and just go with that. And you're going to get a new one when you want to switch.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. In your store, do you have like a throwing net set up so people can like after they buy the disc, they can throw and test it, or do you have like putting? I mean, basket set up so people try their putters after they buy them.
So we don't. We have a new location now, and the sales floor is full. I would say we have about 30,000 discs on the sales floor. So we didn't really set up a net.
Oh,
We
cool.
had like an additional warehouse section that we have had a net and a basket set up in, but it's not set up currently. But if you came to the original location, we had a net and a basket set up all the time. And it used to be that disc golf was so popular that, maybe one or two guys could come in and we would putt for 2 hours uninterrupted and just, shoot the shit and throw some putts and try a bunch of putters out and throw drives. Before the tech disc came out, I had like a Major League Baseball scout radar gun. So, we would have to clock their distance. And I'd be like, okay, I know you said you throw 450 feet, but feet, and you're going to need this driver instead of the destroyer that you really want. But if you want the destroyer, I'll be happy to sell it to you. It's just not going to fly for you. Yeah, the answer to your question, we don't have it set up now, but we have had those in the past, and we have the capabilities to bring them back if we want. So,
Yeah. So what is your personal favorite brand, and like what brand sells the best for you at your store? Yes.
okay. So for me personally, my in disc golf since I've had the store has been my community engagement, like I told you about, and Dishcraft has been a phenomenal partner with me on that. So I'm very loyal to Dishcraft, and I love throwing a bit of everything in there. But I'm a bit of Dishcraft just because the amount of sweat I put into these courses, and I know that Dishcraft's been there supporting me and open to any ideas I've had of how we can get Dishcraft engaged and so supportive. I mean, companies too. Someone just straight up told me to kick rocks, like engage your manufacturers. And Dishcraft has shown they care about Michigan a lot. So I've been very thankful to have them in our backyard and continue to support Dishcraft. But I bag a mixed bag. I'd say in my bag now, I'm a forehand dominant player. So I bag, I throw a Raptor, specifically a GLD Raptor, which is a little flippier. Some people call it more like a T-bird. And then I throw an Orc. And then for fast flippy disc, I have a Hades, which, if I have a wide open field, like I said, I'm 840 rated at best. So I might be able to get 300 feet on a good day with that Z-Light Hades. And then on my backhand shots, I really love the Sting from Dishcraft. I have an Envy that I throw for my. I putt with a Steady BL. I do have the Kyle Klein Gold Digger Rapids. He's worked to the store before when he so I always got Kyle too, and I think I'll put one in my storage bin at least for Luke. But yeah, that's my bag pretty much.
That's pretty cool. I like that bag. I like that it's mixed, so it kind of gives you a little bit of everything. You gotta get some Trilogy in there, but
I have bagged more
so
Trill in the past. I put it with the Warden for a long time. I love the Warden still, and what else? The Maverick for backhand. Maverick. Felon was fine. The Felon. I probably wasn't using a disc like the Raptor or Felon back when I was trying more trilogy out. But the Sheriff too, I like for that fast flippy spot. But I always rotate because I don't want to just go back to the same thing. So
Yeah. And it's nice that you have a store so you're able to just try whatever.
yeah,
So what's your goals for this year?
yeah. Say that one more time, Josh.
Did you hear me or sorry. What is your goals for this year? Still can't hear me?
I can hear you. You asked what my goals are.
Yeah.
That's tough. We have a pretty ambitious year set up. We're to renovate a course that has been really underutilized. It's been an 18-hole course, pads, 30-year-old baskets, no signage. We're getting ready to change that to maybe a higher quality 9-hole course. We have course projects lined up at many of our local courses. Sometimes just like bring out more fill dirt around the tee pads that always seems to get worn down over the time. You don't want that big drop off in front. Of course, you opened Allegan last year. This year, we're adding some of our bigger events. It's going to be part of River City Open, which is our 8th year. So we'll want to do a little bit extra work to make it in tip-top shape. We're also currently, I am running the Pro State Championship, which is last year we had like 100 players, 5,000 cash out. Store goes, we're working to redo our website. I love our website, but it doesn't really talk about the things I talked to you about, what we do in the community. It doesn't highlight our leagues, our tournament. We're working to revamp that to not just include the shop, but also include the community to grow and support the sport. So that currently, I think we'll have that out this year. And then, we've added, I would say, our league structure, the way our club is run. We've got to a level it hasn't seen before. We have now chapters not only in Grand Rapids, but outside of Grand Rapids. So just and all the finances are well kept there. Handle that so we can continue to grow that. And our model of community investment expand outside of Grand Rapids, West Michigan. It's maybe a vague goal. Just making sure that our model is proven so we can really grow on it in the future for the next 5 years. Those are my goals for this upcoming.
Yeah, those are pretty cool goals. I like that. As we're wrapping this up, you got any questions for me?
No, I don't know if I do have any questions. Are you coming to Michigan at all this year? I guess that'd be one of my questions.
Not this year. I gotta stay focused on helping out around here and getting things ready for the World AMS tournament that's gonna be playing here.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to go this year, although we could change our mind. We went to St. Louis last year, had a great time. Yeah, you guys, who's the TD this year for Buffalo with being out there?
It'd be Western New York Disc Golf Club with Sam and Jeremy.
And what are you going to be doing to help out there?
If I don't qualify, like I'll probably end up volunteering and helping out with like being a spotter or like whatever else, and then help set up the courses, get things going there, and then help out wherever I can.
Yeah, and obviously it's a big event. Players from all over the country, possibly the world, come into that. Pros show up. I know when we were in St. Louis last year, I bumped into Juliana Corver. That was nice to meet her and some other pros. Do you know if any pros are coming out, or is there anything like side of the actual event itself?
I don't know if any pros showing up, but a couple people have reached out to me because, like, I play these courses all the time. They're like, "Hey, can you kind of walk us through the course like a week before?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. If I don't have any tournaments going on, no problem."
And eventually, that come in your hometown. We had Amber go right before St. Louis, so probably 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and yeah, it's the practice. It's to the course of practice. This is about to happen, and just seeing that up and then the actual event, it's a lot of fun, and I hope you get to meet a lot of cool people that from outside the area, and you're gonna get honest feedback in your course, good, bad, or ugly. Hopefully, it's for the good, though.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for it. So as we wrap this up, what's going on at the store? Any new sweet deals? Any hot discs that you're coming in that people are asking for?
Well, we just started taking 2 weeks ago on the Boca Lattes, the Simon Lizotte Bocas, and the Eaglement Man engines, as well as the first batch of Project Lab Coat discs. We already have ours in, and the Boca is definitely a disc I'm interested in. 7601. If it flies like the ratings say, that should be best selling disc of the year, in my opinion. Assuming they also release more. The Fission Trail came out last year, just not Boca with the 7601 flight rating. Simon Lizotte on it had the best selling disc of the year. Now, that being said, it's cool. Eaglement Man, he has a whole story behind. I'm not fully sure what it is, but there's definitely something there. So I'm excited to see what the continuity brings with that. But those are the latest and greatest. You can go to Great.com. There's actually an MVP pre-order category. You can just click that, and you can see all the molds that are coming out, Project Labco, and the Boca and engine there. And we also are now taking pre-orders as of yesterday on the 2020 Captain Raptors. And it actually says on the cap wrap. I don't think they've done in the past. I remember when the Captain didn't. Do you remember that at all?
I don't remember that.
Okay, I'm pretty sure he didn't like the name Cap Wrap, but now it's on the disc, so that's a fun change. In the store, we affectionately, by the way, if you'll ever listen to this, we affectionately call it the Crafter, but that's just us having fun with it. And then we're also taking pre-orders on, oh boy, what was the other disc that came out? Oh, it was the Paige Pierce Joy, the prototype Joy, which is probably a disc I'll want to try. 4.5 -1 1. She kind of described it as being soul-like, which I love the Discraft Soul. The soul is a little more understable. So if this is just a little bit less understable, but still has some flip up for the casual player, I think the Joy will do really well too. And I know at least in West Michigan, Paige Pierce has a lot of fan support. So excited for all the new stuff. So go to greatlaces.com, check out all the pre-orders in. We still have a handful of Bocas left in all the Project Lab stuff. We'll keep rolling that stuff out throughout the year as MVP. Follow us and place a couple of orders. We'll send you some stickers or something in the mail. Maybe some Jolly Ranchers.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for coming on tonight, and we'll talk to you later. Yep. Have a good